Hello Van Heist Hedgehogs and welcome to Field Day 2020. Today I'm going to be showing you how to create two different paper airplane designs for your virtual field day. So let's get started with the most classic field day paper plane design known to mankind. This is just your typical paper airplane. All you're going to need is a single sheet of paper for this one. A sheet of computer paper could work. If you have something a little bit bigger, maybe you can cut it down to size. So we're going to start this paper airplane with a hot dog fold. That's the long, skinny way. Make sure that these corners are all matched up before you make your crease. Sometimes I like to use tools to make a sharp crease, but you can also just use your finger or thumbnail as well. Sometimes I like to go over them again with my nail to get that sharp crease. Okay, next I'm going to open my paper up like this, and at the very top I'm going to take each of these corners and bring them in to touch this inner crease line. So I'll start with this one, and I want this edge to line up just right with this edge. One, make my crease, and two. Try your best to keep everything lined up. If they overlap just a little bit, that's okay, but if they're overlapping too much, it might not work out. Okay. Next, I'm going to fold it back up just as we had it before. This time it's got a long pointy nose, and I want to take this angled edge, or that top part of my plane's nose, and I want to line it up with the bottom, just like this. And hopefully this fold should go all the way to the tail of the plane, or close to it. Same on the other side. Always trying to keep that nose nice and pointy. Run my fingernail along the crease line. Okay, looking pretty good. The last step is we are going to fold the very top part of our wing down, sort of folding it in half so it meets up with this bottom portion, just like this. Trying to get those two to match up and be aligned with each other. Keeping our nose nice and pointy. Flip it over. Alright, then you can slowly bend the wings up just like this, and there you've got a pretty successful paper airplane. And I think in a paper airplane competition this could definitely do some damage. So this is probably the most popular way to fold a paper airplane. I'm going to show you one more version. It's a little bit more technical, but this one also works in a few different ways. We're going to make a paper glider next. So we're going to start with another sheet of paper just like before, and this actually has a really similar beginning stage, first few beginning steps. We're going to start with the same sheet of paper, and this paper glider actually has some really similar beginning steps to our last paper airplane. So again, we're going to start with a hot dog fold. It's just as important for this paper glider to make sure that everything is nicely creased. That makes your airplane structurally sound. Then we're going to open this one up just like a book. And again, we're going to take these two corners. This time I'm going to use my bottom corners, and I'm going to fold those into that center crease line just like this. And if you miss any of these steps, you can always pause the video and go back to the spot where you may have missed something and watch it again. Just like that. Now, this is where this plane starts to be a little bit different. I'm going to take the tip, I'm going to start folding it this way, and I want to, this triangle right here, I want to fold this whole triangle over, and so that point is touching the center crease right here. So you should feel right about when it starts to catch. That's where I'm going to make my crease, just like this. Next, we're going to take these two corners and we're going to fold them to that kind of pointy tip right there. 1. 2. Okay, and the folding continues. We're going to take this new tip, that new, what would be kind of the nose of the plane, and we're going to bend that one back right to this spot where all those other folds have meted up right there. And when making this fold, it's helpful to kind of keep your fingers here because these two flaps are going to want to move around a little. So I'm going to bend this one back till it gets to right about there. Pinching it tight, I'm going to make my creases. This is the part where things can get a little bit wrinkly, but that's okay if they do. Okay, now this part takes a little bit of hand strength. We're going to fold everything in half this way, sort of how we folded it in the very beginning. But now we've got a lot of chunky folds in there. So this area you're really going to have to press down and use some arm strength to get all those pieces down. Same on the other side. Okay, now we're going to start making the final folds. This little distance right here, we're going to try to find the middle point there. We want this corner to come down and meet this corner on each side. So right about there. And make those creases. Trying your best not to make things look all wrinkly. I'm going to do the same to the other side. Okay, so right now we've got something that looks like this. Pretty glide-tastic, but there's just one more step. We're gonna fold everything back up just like that, and I want you at the end of each wing just to fold a little bit of paper up. We're gonna make some wing stabilizers. This is gonna keep your paper glider flying straight. And we can open up the wings, make sure that your stabilizers are pointed upward like this. And there you have it, a paper glider. And there you go, 2 different paper airplane designs. We have your classic paper airplane, and this one is the paper glider. Let me know which one you like better. Try one, try them both. Either way, I hope you guys have a fantastic field day. See you soon, Van Heis.